Delegate Kathy Szeliga is joining us live tonight to weigh in on all of this today. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me on.
And Delegate Szeliga, we just mentioned that extra $500 million in cuts. Do you think that this is enough?
Well, I haven't seen the cuts. And the governor said he had I think he said $2 billion in cuts before, and we never saw those either. So in the press conference, when Mackenzie Frost asked the governor, name one thing you're cutting, they couldn't name one. So we need to see if they're really cuts or that the ones that were proposed before were a decrease in transportation funding in out years. So that wasn't a cut like you and I think of a cut.
They also said today that the state will be implementing a 3% tax on data and IT services. Do you think this will keep new businesses from coming to Maryland? What do you think the impact of this is?
Well, it's really interesting that in the same press conference, Governor Wes Moore said he's really focused on bringing, IT to Maryland, to bring all kinds of quantum and sectors, AI in the data sphere. Yet they're proposing a tax on data services. So look, this was a Groundhog Day all over again, just like what Martin O'Malley did in 2007. They proposed a tax on high earners, the millionaires tax. You might remember that. They let that expire because what that tax did was 31,000 Marylanders moved out of the state. And the state actually lost $1.7 billion in tax revenue. So the same year they passed this data tax similar to this, and they repealed it before it even went into place. So, these two primary ideas they're pushing forward to balance the budget, are retread ideas from Martin O'Malley that didn't work then, and they're not going to work now.
And Governor Moore, along with Senate President Ferguson and Speaker Jones, all took aim at the Trump administration today, seemingly shifting the blame there for this current budget crisis. What is your take on that?
Well, I think that was the top talking point of the press conference that I did attend. I wanted to hear, what was coming out because it's all been very secretive, not transparent at all. They brought the bill out today, and I've only been able to read parts of it, so I intend to read all of it. But the top talking point, you won't be surprised to learn, this is all President Donald Trump's fault. Each of the speakers said that, and I have to remind your listeners that President Trump has been in office for 2 months. Today is March 20th. January 20th, he took office.
Oh.
So this is a problem that the experts warned the state that we are in a bad shape. And Donald Trump, at that point wasn't even elected.
All right, Delegate Kathy Szeliga, thank you so much for your insight tonight. We appreciate it.